If you're a game developer or a small studio considering getting into the browser gaming industry, in this video I'll show you my experience making a browser game and publishing it on CrazyGames. And based on my experience, maybe this can give you a more realistic idea of what to expect. So without further ado, about a month ago, I started working on a free kicks game based on the World Cup that's happening right now. Nothing groundbreaking, just a simple idea I wanted to test. For some context, I used to play a World Cup free kicks game back in 2014 and it was quite addictive. I used to play it a lot. So when I started looking around recently, I noticed there weren't that many World Cup games out there, and I thought, why not try and get in before the market gets flooded. I actually mentioned this in another video where I talked a bit where I was publishing it to CrazyGames. Anyway, the game itself is pretty simple. It's one of those classic games where you have to stop the meters at the perfect time and score the perfect free kick, but I decided to make it multiplayer. So instead of just playing by yourself, which you still can, you can also play the World or the Global Cup for legal reasons with other people, and that was basically the idea. A multiplayer free kick game inspired by the World Cup. So fast forward about 2 weeks, the game reached over 500,000 players and an average playtime of around 9 minutes, which for a browser game, I think it's actually pretty solid. So yeah, on paper things were looking good, but numbers like that don't always mean money. You can have a lot of players and still make almost nothing, especially when your only source of income is ads, and ad revenue can vary a lot. So let's talk about the actual revenue. So far, it's been 2 weeks since I published it, and it has made around 500 euros, which is about $580. Now, depending on how you look at it, that's either pretty good or kind of low. For 500,000 players, it's not some crazy amount of money, but for a small game made in just a few weeks, honestly, I'm happy with it. I've also been constantly updating the game, fixing bugs, improving the experience, and I have to say, the CrazyGames QA team has been surprisingly helpful. They actually give specific feedback on things you can improve to increase retention and revenue, and even improve the user experience like the UI and that. They even offered me a contract to keep the game updated and also offered me exclusivity on the platform, but I decided not to go exclusive because I want to publish the game on other platforms like Pokey and see if I can increase the overall revenue. Now, realistically, you're probably not going to make a full living from one browser game, but what I'm thinking and what I'm planning to do is stack multiple games over time. At the same time, I'm not saying every game will perform like this. Different themes, genres, and monetization strategies can perform better or worse, and the fact that this game launched during the World Cup period probably helped too. So take this more as one data point than a guarantee. So after this first month, the game ended up making around 950 euros, which is a little over $1,100. And honestly, hot take, I would actually say browser games might be a better opportunity than mobile. And the reason I say that is because platforms like CrazyGames and Pokey already have millions of players actively trying new games every day. But not only that, your game usually goes through testing and evaluation before being accepted. And I think that's good for two reasons. First, games that make it through generally have some level of potential. And second, the competition is exponentially lower than mobile. Compared to Google Play and the App Store, there are way fewer games. So your chances of actually getting discovered and having your game played are a lot higher, I would say. That's what makes this space really interesting to me. So overall, I'm pretty happy with the result, and I'm definitely planning to make more browser games. And if you want, I can make another video breaking down exactly how to get your game on CrazyGames, how the process works, and maybe what actually increases revenue. Let me know. So that was all for today's video. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys on my next video.